Miracles don't always come from heaven. Sometimes they come on 4 paws. It was a quiet August afternoon when the rescue team received a call that would change one little dog's life forever. A young puppy had been found lying motionless on the side of a busy road after being struck by a speeding motorbike. His tiny body was trembling, his breathing shallow, and his eyes dull, as if fading between 2 worlds. That puppy was later named Puma. At first glance, no one knew if he would make it through the night, but the rescuers refused to give up. They wrapped him gently in a blanket, whispered to him that he was safe, and rushed him to the nearest animal hospital. What followed was a story of resilience, love, and pure determination, one that would remind everyone that life, no matter how fragile, is worth fighting for. At the clinic, Puma was immediately taken into intensive care. His condition was severe but stable. No broken bones, which was a miracle in itself. However, the damage was deeper, more complex. The impact had caused serious trauma to his head and lungs, leaving his nervous system weakened. He could barely move. His reflexes were slow, and sometimes he'd turn in circles, confused and dizzy. It was heartbreaking to see such a young puppy, barely a few months old, struggle to understand why his body no longer responded the way it should. But in the quiet hum of the hospital surrounded by machines, there was also hope. His heartbeat was steady. His spirit, though shaken, was still there. And that was enough for the rescuers to keep going. The first few weeks were critical. Puma received round-the-clock care, IV fluids, medication, and gentle therapies to ease his pain and support his recovery. But his journey would not be a quick one. Over the next several months, Puma underwent an extraordinary treatment plan. Neurological rehabilitation, including acupuncture to stimulate nerve function, red light therapy to promote healing and reduce inflammation, consistent hydration and nutrition to rebuild his strength and energy. Every day brought a small victory. One morning he lifted his head on his own. A week later, he stood. Wobbly but determined. Then came the day when he wagged his tail again, a moment that brought tears to the eyes of everyone who had cared for him. He began eating by himself, taking slow, careful bites as if savoring every flavor of life returning to him. His coordination improved. The spinning behavior lessened. And little by little, Puma began to see and hear the world again. Have you ever watched a creature rediscover the joy of living? It's quiet, beautiful, and powerful all at once. After 2 weeks in the hospital, Puma was finally strong enough to leave. He wasn't completely recovered yet, but his body was healing and his spirit was unstoppable. One of the rescuers, Cece, offered to foster him. Her home became Puma's sanctuary, a place filled with warmth, safety, and unconditional love. There, surrounded by kindness, he continued his healing journey. Cece spoke to him softly, encouraged him to walk, and celebrated every milestone. She made sure he ate well, slept peacefully, and knew he was loved. Within weeks, Puma transformed from a fragile patient into a bright, joyful puppy. He played, he explored. He loved to curl up on Cece's lap, nuzzling her hand as if to say, "Thank you for believing in me." 5 months after the accident, Puma's recovery was nothing short of a miracle. The little dog, who once lay lifeless on the roadside, now ran across the yard with his tail high and his eyes full of life. His fur gleamed under the sunlight, his muscles grew strong, and his playful bark echoed through the home that had saved him. The only reminder of his past is a slight vision impairment, a small shadow compared to the brightness of his spirit. At 10 months old, Puma is now a Labrador Bali dog mix, neutered, vaccinated, and full of energy. He adores people, loves children, and has learned to be gentle with cats and other dogs. He's curious, adventurous, and loves car rides, walks, and cuddles in equal measure. He's proof that resilience comes in all forms, even in a small dog with cloudy eyes and an unbreakable heart. Now, Puma is waiting for the next chapter, a forever home where he will be loved, not for his scars, but for his strength. He deserves a family that sees beyond what happened to him and embraces the joyful, affectionate, and spirited dog he has become. Someone who will take him on adventures, let him chase butterflies, and hold him close when the world feels too big. Because after all he's endured, Puma doesn't just deserve to live, he deserves to thrive. Puma's story isn't just about survival. It's about second chances. It's a reminder that no matter how broken something seems, love has the power to heal it. When people come together, rescuers, veterinarians, foster parents, magic happens. And sometimes that magic looks like a little dog running again, his tail wagging like a flag of triumph, his heart finally free.
Okay. Hello. I'm proud of you, Puma. Yeah. Oh, he's the sweetest. Hi, boy, boy. Hi, boy, boy.
If Puma's journey touched your heart, leave a comment sharing how his story made you feel. Like this video to support animal rescues around the world. Share his story so more people can see the miracles that compassion creates. Because for every Puma out there, all it takes is one person to stop, care, and believe. Love saves lives, and Puma is living proof.
So handsome. Oh, he's so pretty. What a handsome boy you are.